Bringing The Division 2 to life has taken the creative efforts of Ubisoft developers around the world, and that includes a certain studio with a special place in video game history. The time was the late 1990s. The first-person shooter genre is a crowded space, dominated by run-and-gun games, until Red Storm Entertainment comes along with something different. They release Rainbow Six in 1998.
Rainbow was suddenly a unique way to play, and that's because we introduced the high lethality, one shot, one kill, really made you fear running around the corner blasting away things because you might kill your teammates. We helped to invent the squad-based tactical shooter genre.
This is Steve Reed, and he was there at the beginning. As creative director, he co-founded Red Storm in North Carolina in 1996 with a British Royal Navy captain named Doug Littlejohns and an American novelist named Tom Clancy. The goal was to bring Clancy's work into the world of gaming, and to hear Reed tell it, Clancy cultivated a creative sharing space where the studio was free to do what they did best. This led to a unique moment when Rainbow Six, both the best-selling book and the breakout hit game, launched in August of 1998.
Really, Rainbow was the key Clancy product. It was a way to visualize and make playable the space that he liked to write in. It was our chance to say that hostage rescue scenarios could be a viable play space, that we could do something heroic, and you could still be a normal, fragile individual who could get killed by one bullet shot, and yet still you could be the hero.
This particular brand of heroism resonated strongly with gamers all around the world. And with the success of Rainbow Six, Red Storm doubled down on their passion for clever game design and their dedication to authenticity. Here's audio director Justin Drust.
You know, being in North Carolina, we're very close to some of the U.S. military bases and things like that, and we have great relationships that we formed over the years with the military, and we get a lot of good opportunities to go and record sound assets for this stuff. Doing things like suppressed weapons. You know, these have gotten way better in video games and movies over the years, but in the past it used to be if you had a suppressor on your weapon, it almost sounded like you had a laser gun or something, right? And so obviously it doesn't sound that way. And so that's something that we've always strived to do, is to say, hey, let's record this weapon with a suppressor on it and put it in the game exactly how it sounds from what we reported. And some people at first may say, well, that doesn't sound like what I'm used to hearing, but we're trying to say, well, yes, but this is more, you know, focused on what it is. And so realism has been a big part of what Red Storm focuses on over the years.
Red Storm's success and in-house expertise attracted the attention of Ubisoft, who acquired the studio in the fall of 2000.
For a group of people who just want to make games, well, having a larger company there to support you, where you get a chance to make even bigger games, that's a good merger.
The even bigger game that Red Storm was working on at the time was Ghost Recon, a game that took the tight tactical missions of Rainbow Six and scaled them up to take place in larger sandboxes. Much like Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon found a big audience, and Red Storm carried the momentum forward with expansion packs and sequels for both brands. In their years under the Ubisoft banner, Red Storm has also collaborated with other Ubisoft studios on brands like Far Cry and Rocksmith, and boldly gone into new platforms with VR games like Star Trek Bridge Crew and Werewolves Within. But the name Tom Clancy remains a vital part of the studio's DNA, and for Ubisoft and Red Storm, it's more than just a name. So what does it mean when you see Tom Clancy on the box? Let's ask the man whose job title is Central Clancy Writer, Richard Danski.
One of the great things about Tom Clancy is that the pillars of his work are so strong, so easily identifiable, and it's very easy to say this is Clancy or this isn't Clancy. You have the techno-thriller angle, you have the clear and present danger, you have the not today but tomorrow time frame of the game, and all of those factors come together and give you something that is unmistakably Tom Clancy.
3 pillars that loom large in The Division and The Division 2. Red Storm co-developed these new Tom Clancy games alongside other Ubisoft studios, and Danski relished the challenge.
And writing for these huge, vast worlds, it's an opportunity that we could only dream of when we were first starting out. It's the chance to tell so many more stories. It's the chance to make the worlds feel alive.
But storytelling isn't the only part of The Division and The Division 2 where Red Storm has brought their expertise to bear. They also preside over the Dark Zone, the hybrid PvE and PvP area where players hunt other players, and lawlessness is the law. Evolving from one Dark Zone in The Division to the 3 Dark Zones of The Division 2 has been both an opportunity and a challenge, but one that associate producer Amy Achille and her colleagues are proud to have taken on.
I think Red Storm is so well suited to taking on the challenge of The Division 2 because of not only the amount of knowledge we have in the building with experience not only in years but just gameplay, but also our willingness to information share not only amongst each other but also amongst the other studios on the project.
We've always had a specialty in adversarial multiplayer gameplay, and you can see that with the Dark Zone work that we've been doing for The Division and The Division 2.
From collaborating with Ubisoft studios around the world to cultivating their own unique strengths, there's something special about the culture at Red Storm. Consider this. If you line up every Red Storm employee, from the people who just came on board to the ones who have been working there for the entire 20+ years, the average length of employment is 9 to 10 years.
We have a lot of people who are very dedicated to making these games. When you talk to a manager about what is the strength of their studio, I hope the first answer they give is the people, because that's really the only answer they should give.
With players poised to enter the world of The Division 2 when the game launches on March 15th, the team at Red Storm is preparing to celebrate. And they'll be playing, watching, adapting, and innovating as they transition into post-launch support mode, knowing that even amidst the busiest times, they'll never lose focus on what's really important.